Welcome to Beyond the Quantum Biopharma Lawsuit, an exclusive video series production of AGORACOM, in which we speak to multiple investors who have suffered financial and emotional losses stemming from a $700 million lawsuit filed by Quantum Biopharma, alleging, and very important, we got to repeat that, alleging that CIBC World Markets, RBC Dominion Securities, and others engaged in market manipulation in the share price of the company that was once valued at nearly $1 billion. In this exclusive series, Quantum Biopharma, which by the way was previously known as FSD Pharma and traded on the symbol huge, so some of you may have been with the company as far back as that. Quantum's invited shareholders to come forward, share their personal stories with their fellow investors in order to help build an even stronger case, as well as encourage others to step forward. So if you're watching this and you feel like you want to share your story, you get in touch with the company. Today, I'm happy to introduce Matt Chipman. Matt, welcome to the video series.
Hi, George. Thank you for inviting me on. I'm happy to talk with you about the subject.
Happy to have you on because, like I said in the other interviews as well, that it's a difficult ordeal for you, the other shareholders, and to varying degrees. We just had a guest on who had put $625,000 in the company, so there are varying degrees of how difficult this ordeal has been. So I thank you for coming on to share your story, because I know it's not easy, and I think it's great what you're doing, and I think everyone applauds for that. So first question I have for you is, tell us why you first started investing in the company, and not the specific fundamentals and details, but the big picture, but more importantly, how you felt, the optimism going forward, how you felt about the prospects. Because you're a bit of a seasoned investor, so you probably had a really good outlook when you first started making the investment.
Sure, be happy to. In 2020, 2021, I built what at that time was one of the largest positions of any shareholder in the company. And that derived a lot from, I had some experience working with management of the company previously, guys like Anthony Durquez and Zishan Saeed. I had confidence in them that they would be able to use the cash that was on the books of over $40 million US and build a company that I felt would they get a lot of value from. I felt at the time there were not a crazy number of shares outstanding. I think the company was trading somewhere with about 35 to 40 million shares out. So I like the fact that they had over $1 share in cash. They acquired a company called Lucid Psychedelics that had a novel candidate to treat neurodegenerative diseases. And I felt they were going in the right direction with their scientific team. So those were the primary reasons I took a good look at it.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's great knowledge, by the way, Matt. So you have more knowledge than most, which then kind of begs the next question, which was, a lot of people saw some positive things going on. They're, like any company, nothing's perfect, but a couple of steps forward, one step back, but they're definitely making those positive step forwards. Everyone talks about the famous video with the mouse. Did there come a point when you're feeling like, hey, things are going really good here? My vision seems like it may be playing out, but on the flip side, a little confusion, perplexion about why it seemed like the stock was acting the complete opposite.
Yeah, the stock, I got to say, it always had trouble rallying. And I don't know if that was from a predecessor company that they invested in, that they had already unwound and moved in a different direction. They added another focus, which was the product, the Unbuzz product, which I felt had a large untapped market. It was supposed to be basically a brand new functional beverage that could address some different market needs and possibly generate a lot of revenue going forward. I also liked who they partnered with. They had some very big names and reputable names that they partnered with. But yes, I struggled to understand why, when there was really good news, that the stock wouldn't rally. And yeah, I did see some what appeared to be some market manipulation or some people that really did want the stock to go up.
When the lawsuit was filed and announced, what was your reaction? Was that a light bulb moment at that point when you thought maybe this ties things together? What was your reaction to see these? And again, I gotta stress they're allegations, but they're very serious allegations, and curious as to what your what your response was to that, and what you felt at the time when you saw it.
It didn't surprise me at all. It's pretty clear. I mean, I have experience as a former financial consultant. I've been involved with the stock markets for over 40 years. So I watch level two trading. I've had direct meetings with market makers where I, have been able to see the kind of, the way they operate. I don't know specifically how they, currently or and in the last 10 years, how a stock could trade multiple times above its entire float or higher than the entire shares outstanding and trade many, many times that in one day and not, you know, so yeah, so there were examples of that before the stock split. And there have been recent examples of that happening many times. Um, and then I've also been able to see some of the things recently where you have high frequency trades. So I see where 100 shares is sold. Usually you'd see 100 shares trade. Why is it that you see the same 100 shares trade and it's divided into 20 different trades so that you can disguise maybe negative trading by printing it 20 times down and reverse the direction of what you call algos, or the direction of the company that a lot of these technical programs depend on to see whether a stock should go up or down.
Now, you said you weren't surprised because you have some experience. Were you surprised at the magnitude of the allegations?
No,
Seven hundred
because
million dollars is a
yeah, no,
pretty
I hope that the
that's pretty
company
big.
can recover that, because I'd really like to see is if they do recover it, that shareholders that have been unfairly damaged by this could be offered something in return as well. Because I don't think, if you take the previous share count and you divide that by the amount of damage that's been caused in market value, um, that number's up there. Whether it's 700 million, and it can be resolved for a smaller number, I don't know. I don't know what the number should be honest with you. It's clear that the industry
Well,
needs
nobody does. That's why they're going to trial, or that's why
it,
they're in litigation, I should say.
yeah, the industry needs a wake-up call so that this doesn't continue to happen with other companies, because I think you and I both know that quantum's not the only one that's been damaged by what's going on with this type of activity.
What kind of toll, Matt, if you can share, I know it's sensitive, but what can you share with us that you feel comfortable sharing in terms of any financial and or emotional toll this might have taken on you?
Well, look, when a stock drops 90 to 98%, and it's one of your biggest holdings, it's going to take a significant level of stress and frustration. It's hurt me with relationships with other friends, relatives, clients, people I'm just trying to help with what I do and how I operate my business and consulting. So yeah, it's hurt me in ways more than just direct losses. So how do I quantify that? I guess it's hard to do, but yeah, it's been
Yeah.
it was a rough year during that period of time. Those years when it really got affected.
Well, Zishan, the CEO, obviously shared those. I'm sure you saw that interview we did with him. He shared the same pain and the same ordeal. It wasn't financial losses he was mostly concerned about, even though that was a big concern. It was the relationships. He actually talked about the relationships and the damage of the relationships. And Matt, obviously, we could talk about this for a long time. You're a sophisticated guy, so we could have. And I'm almost thinking at some point we should have a separate, interview for all the quantum investors on AGORACOM. But my hope, I'm going to finish off with the same message to give to everybody. My hope is that the next time we're on video together, it's potentially talking about a victory, a successful outcome of the lawsuit, and then everybody getting a chance to let the company move forward and have its day. And I hope that day comes. I hope you'll be there with us when that day comes.
Yeah, I hope so too, and look forward to it if we are able to, get to that level. Thank you for the time, George. I appreciate it.
Matt, thank you. The least of the thanks goes to me. The major thanks goes to you and the others who've taken the time and opened themselves up and put themselves out. It's not an easy thing at all. And hats off to you, man. And hats off to Zishan and the company for making this. We're building community here. Even if it's on pain, we're building community, and hopefully together, we're building success. So thanks a lot, Matt. And for everyone at home, if you've been inspired by Matt and his story and his courage, you want to share your story, then reach out to the company, and soon enough you'll be with us. And until then, thank you all. Have a great day. See you next time.
The information discussed in this interview pertains to allegations that have been made in a legal filing. These allegations have not been proven in court, and all parties are presumed innocent until proven otherwise. This content is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal or investment advice.
Smash that like button, drop us a comment, and share it to fire up that engagement algo so other investors can discover this company.